Hi guys, Nigel with you, Nigel's Modelling Bench, and here's the final part in the early October bundle. I'm sure we'll get another one before October's out. This is the 5th magazine. So this is part 26 now, is it? Part 26, so we're looking at pack 53. If you want to have a look at getting one of these for yourself, this beautiful 6th scale Ford Mustang GT500, have a look at the link down below in the description and see if you can get yourself one in wherever you are in the world. I've basically covered every single build, every single magazine, every single screw, nut, bolt, everything. So all done. And if you want to go back and have a look at how it all goes together, then you can. It's all there in the channel. So as usual, look at the magazine before we do anything else. So we've got the California Special here. So this is a 1968 Mustang notchback or sedan. And you can see it's got the California Special wheels and everything, and the California Special is still with us today. And this is a beautiful, beautiful example here. Really, really nice. It was, as it says here, it was a styling option rather than performance. Very, very beautiful looking car. So here we have the parts that are going to be in this magazine. This getting very, very busy. Whereas the Lancaster's getting more and more simple, this one's getting more and more busy, which is nice. We have more and more to do. We've got lots of gears and stuff to go in here. This is all the sort of thing I love, and it'd be good if anything's binding up, I can show you how to cure it, like we did with those windows, if you remember. Ford Probe, lovely car, yeah. Joint development, launched it was a shared partnership with Mazda, and yeah, we had the Probe over here. It didn't quite look the same as that, but oh dear. I think the less said about this car, the better. That's the Probe that we got. Oh, we did get that one, didn't we actually? We did get something like that one, I believe, from memory, but they were never very popular. They were never very popular at all. Ugly bloody thing. So, in my opinion anyway. And then there's the Ford EXP was a kind of scaled down Mustang, but on the front wheel drive Escort platform. So kind of, you can see it's kind of Fox body-ish, but on a front wheel drive platform. Nah, no thanks. And then here we've got the what's this here? This is another concept car. The Ford Probe 4, a 5-door sedan with carefully crafted aerodynamics, never got beyond a concept car. Looks like a bloody old Citroen BX, doesn't it? And that girl, she looks remarkably like a girl I used to go out with. I'm not saying it's her, because then she would have been, I don't know, 12 or something. But yeah, she looks remarkably like a girl I used to work with called Alison Morrish. She does look very much like her. Anyway, so there we go. There's the lovely interior. Yeah, we love Ford Probes. Oh yes. Right, so what have we got here in pack 53? Lots and lots of screws, lots of bits and pieces. This has been, I would say, as a bundle of 5 magazines, this has been probably the busiest of all, with lots of small pieces, lots of screws, little brackets and bits and pieces. So yeah, this has been great. I've really enjoyed these 5 actually. I must admit, I have really, honestly enjoyed them. I'm not just saying that. And you will too if you get yours. So there's DS17, there's DS03. I'm going to leave them in the bags this time so I don't get them all mixed up and scatter them all over the bench. There's PS09. And then here is DS02. Okay, and we've got a bag here with some gears and bits of brass and stuff. Nice to see they've used brass rather than plastic. I was thinking about giving it a little lubrication with grease, but I'm going to steer away from that because I'm a bit worried about the grease and the plastic. Although it's all metal, isn't it? We shall see. We'll see how it's like. If it needs a bit of lubrication, we can always take it apart again because it's all screwed together. So we're starting off here. I'm going to check all our parts first. So we've got the anti-roll bar there. We've got DSO2s. We've got DS17s. We've got PSO9s. And we've got DSO3s. There we go. We've got all those. We've got a steering box and a steering box cover, I think. We've got the 2 brackets there for the anti-roll bar. We've got the brass bush there. We've got a gear. We've got this big gear there. So yes, we've got everything as usual. DeAgostini haven't missed a single beat with this layout. So starting in the instructions, retrieve the chassis again. Okay, so we're going to retrieve the chassis and place the stabilizer bar at the front with the bent ends upwards as shown in the picture. The bar ends will be placed under the suspension arms. So we are going to get our magazine over here out the way, and then we're going to grab our chassis. Going to start using a crane soon. Right, so there it is upside down, and it's sitting on those kick plates there, so we don't need to worry about damaging the front wheels. Okay, so the anti-roll bar is going to go in and the ends are going to stick up. So they're going to come up, so it's going over and under, so it's going over and under, so it's going over the... This is a bit strange. The bar ends will be placed under the suspension arms. I've got a feeling this whole lot has got to go underneath. Okay, so there we are. So that's got to go in there, that's got to go in there. And then we've got these ends need to line up with holes here in our suspension arms. Now, I should be able to look at this directly from above. Okay, yeah, they do have locations they go into. So what they're saying here, with the bent ends of the stabilizer bar under the suspension arms, secure the bar to the arms with 2 PS09 screws. Before tightening the screws completely, check that the bar rests on the brackets located on the chassis as shown. So we've got to make sure that's going to stay in there. So if you can see here what I'm doing, underneath here you've got this bar which is about, I don't know, 4 or 5 millimeter diameter. That's going to go up under there, and I can feel it. You can get your finger, if you turn the steering, you can get your finger in there, and it goes up into a spigot diameter. And then we're going to use 2 PS09 screws. I should have got these ready on the screwdriver before we started. So that's going to go into there, and that screw is going to screw directly into there. Again, I don't know why we've used such a tiny screw for something that's going to be doing quite a bit of work. So that side's got to go up under there. So I'm going to bring this chassis around like this, turn the steering the other way so I can get my finger in behind. Now I can get my finger in behind there. Once again, I should have got a screw prepared, but I didn't because I'm a numbskull. And then we're going to put that screw into there. So that's going to hold that in there. So there we are, that's all nice. Right, so this weighs a ton. So we're going to put our PS09 screw over there, and we're going to put our PS09 screw bag over there. Right, so we've just got those 3 now. Now then, place the left stabilizer bar bracket marked inside with a 1 in position over the stabilizer bar. Check that the pin on the bracket fits in the hole in the bracket on the chassis. Secure the 2 parts with a DS03 screw. Then put the right stabilizer bar bracket in place over the stabilizer bar and secure it with another DS03 screw, sorry. So we've got these stabilizer brackets. They should have a -1 inside. Excuse me. So we've got a plastic pin on here. We've got 2 holes. Now I'm going to put these in now without tapping the threads because they're very small. They should be fine. So we're going to use a DS03 screw, which is a 1.8 by 4 millimeters. So DS03 is here. So just to show you this can be done without cutting threads, I'm going to put this screw in this hole and just drive it in. Now be careful about pushing down too hard on the chassis because you might put extra strain where it doesn't need to be. So I'm going to put my hand under there, just push down. Then we've got this bracket here, that's going to go onto there. Take another one of these DS03 screws, no thread cutting, I'm just going to put that in there. There we are. So there we are, that's all lovely. Right, so we've got a spare screw there, and we can get rid of the the DSO3 bag over there. Right, so they can go in the bin out the way. Let's get rid of those. Okay, so now this is getting quite technical. So we're going to move the chassis over here. I'm going to put the magazine down here. Now take the steering box 53B and place the small gear pinion 53G over the hollow post in the gearbox as shown in the picture. So that's going to go over that hollow post there. Is that right? It's almost like the photo's in. This photo's negative. You can see on here the slot is in that side. Can you see that, guys? The photo's in negative. They've got the photo the wrong way around. On mine, you've got this slot here that's cut out and this slot here, and the pin is down there where the gear's going to go. And on mine, that slot is in the right, and that's there. So I hope it's going to work out right. Anyway, what I am going to do first of all is see what's going to have to be tapped, because we've got DS17 screws, PSO9 screws and DSO3. So DS17s are 1.8, so they can go without a tap. The DSO2 screws, so I want to see where the DSO2 screws are going to go. Fix the gearbox cover in place with 2 DSO2 screws. I want to tap these threads now because I don't want to start cutting threads when all the gears are inside there, because if we get the swarf in there we won't be able to get it out. So I'm going to cut these threads here now. Okay, so we'll cut those in there. And then we're going to place the gearbox in position on the upper left side of the chassis, and we're going to fix it in place with 2 DSO2 screws. So as you can see, it's going to go on the chassis and we're going to fix it in place that one there. So that one there and the one in the middle as well. Right, so that's a thread cut in there. And we're going to cut a thread in there as well. There we go, and once again we'll vacuum up our swarf. Right, so we will go back to the beginning. Okay, so we're going to take this here and we're going to put this gear on there like that. It's just going to sit on top of that spigot there. Okay, and then now take the steering gearbox, we'll secure the small gear to the gearbox with a DS17 screw. Be careful not to over tighten the screw so the small gear can rotate freely. So we've got 2 DS17 screws here. So one can go in the spares box, one can go on the screwdriver. We'll get a smaller screwdriver. Do you know what, that bigger screwdriver fits that better. So we'll get a really small screwdriver here. And then we're going to put this screw into here. Now because I've got a tiny screwdriver, I may... That's a bit weird. I've got it upside down, that's why. So we need to make sure we got this right around. You can see one side has a recess and one side doesn't. So put it on with the recess facing up. And then we should be able to tighten the screw down. There we go. As long as that gear turns freely, we're good to go. Okay, we'll turn the page. Now we're going to insert the pin at the black gear end of the worm wheel and gear on shaft 53H into the hole inside the gearbox. we're back the right way around now. They got the photograph the wrong way around, didn't they? So that one is going to go down in there. So the black pin is going in that hole there. Okay, so this is going in there. So those two black gears, that black gear there and that black gear there, are going to mesh together, and that's going to go in that hole there. Right. Then next, place the worm gear on shaft 53F in the gearbox, so the spiral thread of the worm gear meshes with the teeth of the gold gear. Does it say gold? Yes, it's brass. So that's going to go in like that. Okay, so we've got a shoulder on here, and we've got a shoulder on there. So that's going to go into there, just like that. And then when we turn that, as you can see, it's going to turn these gears. So it's going to turn the steering slowly. Now we're going to take the top plate the right way round, so that hole there is going to pick up on that pin there. And we're going to drop that top plate down, and we're going to secure it with two DSO2 screws. So we've got our DSO2 screws there. Grab our screwdriver. Screw one in a couple of turns. That one's gone in on an angle, so I need to straighten it up. It's better. So that's going like that. Tighten that one down. And there is our steering gear built up, and you can see we're turning this loads, and that is hardly turning at all. So now we've got that fitted up, so now we've got to fit this to our chassis. So we're going to turn the chassis upside down, I believe. It's going to sit on top. It's going to sit on top of the chassis rail, and then we're going to screw it in from underneath. Okay, so you can see here it's going to sit on top of the chassis rail. I'll show you this now. These gears are going to mesh, and then we're going to fit it with two screws. So what we're going to do, we're going to take our chassis, turn it over so that we can see where this is going to go. So we can see that we've got two locations, one there and one there. One there, one there. And then this is obviously going to fit this way round. Okay. Just look at this. This is a bit strange. Have I got this backwards? I think I haven't. This is very odd. Okay, it's going that way. All right, I thought it was going. Right, that's how it's going to go. Okay, so we're going to have that spigot diameter there and that spigot there on the bottom. That one is going to go into there. That one is going to go into there. Sorry, I'm off camera. That one is going into there. That one is going into there. So it's going to drop down into there like so. And we're going to make sure that those gears mesh on the steering. Then we're going to hold that in place, tip the chassis up on its side without breaking the wheels. Okay, get your fingers up, hold that in place. Grab a DSO2 screw, get it on your screwdriver, and what I'll do is I'll get this one in loosely, and then I can show you what I'm doing here. Okay, so that'll hold it there. So what we've got is the box, the steering box is in there. Okay, so it's all meshed up on there. We've got a screw going to come in from under here. We've got a screw coming from underneath there. So I'm going to turn this over now that it's held in place. So you can see we have a screw here. There's a screw there, hiding behind that arm there. There's a screw there. And then we're going to put another screw in here. Now, if this is all a bit difficult for you guys, just sit back, look at the instructions, read them through time and time again, look at the parts in front of you. It doesn't help when they do things backwards, and which is what they've done. I'll go over that again in a second. I've tightened that up. So now, when we turn this over, when we turn this, as you can see, yes, the gear ratio is too high, but as you can see here, it's very, very slow. It's going to be about 25 turns to 1. What have we done here? Oh dear. And it's the gearing's so high, I don't think we'll be able to turn. No. The gear ratios here are so high, I don't think we'll be able to turn it. But basically, they've done it so that, I mean, you can see one. I'll show you now. Take the backlash out. Get the wheels pretty much straight ahead. Here we go. Okay. So you can see that pin there is, I'll go one full turn. I'll take the backlash out actually. So I'll go one full turn. You can see how much that's turned the wheels. So you're going to be like this with the steering wheel to try and go around corners. Anyway, it's unusual because most modern cars have a rod and you end up going like doop doop with the steering wheel, which is even worse the other way around. So, but oh, hey ho, it's all this. It's what it is. It's not here to play with. It's here to look at. So there we go. So there's all our steering in place now. So that has been pack 53. I'm just going to quickly go through this again because there's going to be some newer modelers out there that are going to struggle. Remember, this is backwards, okay? This is a mirror image of what you've actually got. It should be flipped over. They've done the photograph the wrong way round. So that slot is on this side, that pin is on that side, okay? In fact, there it's correct. You can see this image here is inverted. There it's correct. All right, so don't worry about that. And then the rest of it is all pretty straightforward. Just follow it as you go through and you'll be absolutely fine. Okay, so there we are. So that's it. That's pack 53 and that's me done for that delivery of 5 on this 5th of October 2024. So I imagine the next batch will be around about, it's going to be towards the end of the month. If well, we've got a budget at the end of the month, so it might not be allowed because the postage might be £87 and they might decide to stop selling them. So, but we can see the suspension's all going to work and everything. That's all good. So that's all good. But we're going to have a Superman with big arms for the steering. But hey ho. Right, I will see you all soon. Thank you for watching. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe just there. And if you like this, give it a like. And if you don't, give it a thumbs down. And I know some of you are going to tell me, oh, here's Nigel with his Meccano again. Yes, I do mainly scale modelling on this channel. But when I saw this, I really wanted to build it. It's a Mustang and it's huge. So therefore I wanted to build it. So there we are. So I'm building it. And I won't inundate the channel with it. I will just do 1 or 2 days a month. Or 1 or 2 videos a month with this stuff. And then the rest of it will be other stuff. Okay, so as I say, be very careful standing your model. It's going to break those pivot points off. Right, I will see you all soon. Thank you for watching. And bye for now.